Hello. So it's been an extremely busy 14 months for me, as you can see, since getting involved in Leeds Student Radio, from interviewing politicians to YouTubers to authors, covering events and becoming a broadcaster and producer. Having no prior experience, I joined LSR in my second year in an effort to combine my interests of politics and journalism, and I've been fortunate to be able to pursue these while studying here at the university. So, where did it all begin? On this show here, Political Animal, the station's flagship political and current affairs discussion show, subsequently taking on the role of host in that lovely chair there, and then being keen to learn more about production, I moved to the role of producer, which involved, among many things, writing the links for the presenters on the show, selecting the music, all the way to deciding which guests should be on there, writing the questions for them, and much, much more. It was also led to me doing this. With the general election looming, 1 hour of political content a week simply wasn't enough. So we created a weekly investigative show which looked at the policies of the various political parties. It then involved me, once hosting the Hardy Report, heading down to London to ensure we got some great, interesting and engaging content for our audience, interviewing these senior figures, parliamentary candidates, and addressing issues that directly affected students. Wanting to take every opportunity that came my way, I gladly accepted the offer to cover the independent student eye debate which took place here in Leeds. And then later on, getting a call from Channel 4, I also went down and covered their #WhyVote debate. Then heading over to Pudsey, just a short trip from here, I ended up interviewing Ed Miliband up there about a variety of different topics in what's known as a huddle, where journalists come together and ask questions in a group. I was then given the opportunity to attend the BBC Question Time Leaders Live special, sitting here alongside senior journalists such as Faisal Islam and Adam Bolton, producing a report on what took place. Fortunately, being in the spin room, I was also able to conduct some interviews with individuals such as William Hague, then leader of the House of Commons, Tim Farron, now leader of the Liberal Democrats, Paul Nuttall, deputy leader of UKIP, and Paddy Ashdown, former leader of the Liberal Democrats. With May the 7th looming, it was time for us to do some preparation. We needed to have great coverage on election night, so had to do a significant amount of editing and producing of segments, planning the rundown and briefing presenters. Then, just before the general election, on the night before, we got informed that Labour would be giving their Eve of Poll speech here in Leeds City Museum. So headed down to cover it, getting the audio of the events for listeners to listen to, and producing a detailed account of what took place. On election day itself, I produced live hourly reports from the close of polls through to 12 noon the next day, from an event with Conservative Party activists to central London to Labour Party offices. In May, I was also honoured to be presented with the award for Best Speech, News and Sports Show on LSR for my work on the Hardy Report and with the general election. Then, after May the 7th, it kind of left me with a decision as to what to do next, as it fulfilled its role of informing students. So I changed the format, introducing some entertainment-style segments, and altering that format led to this, interviewing YouTubers such as Conor Franta and Joe Graceffa about recently released autobiographies, and that allowed me to gain greater experience in journalism, trying out a new style. With this new format, I decided it would be great to go to a concert that was taking place here in Millennium Square, interviewing musicians and opening up the show and LSR to a wider audience, people who'd be more interested in this. I've also become very familiar, thanks to LSR, with the power of social media, increasing my following on Twitter, as well as on the online broadcasts that we produce, engaging with the audience through polls, interactive segments, and also finding out what questions they want to ask to the people we interview. Finally, being involved in student radio has allowed me to get some fantastic opportunities, like heading down to London on a number of internships at the Times, the Sunday Times, and the Independent. And while interning at these, I was given the opportunity to work in a number of different roles, from looking at getting information for stories, attending conference, finding experts that can give us quotes, liaising with correspondents and producing fact boxes. And that is definitely why individuals should get engaged with Leeds Student Radio.